Welcome back to Let's Talk Whisky. This week we've got something a wee bit different. This is Ardbeg. So a lot of people either love it or they hate it. If you like peat, this is going to be something that you'll probably enjoy because Ardbeg is just renowned for their peat. This is an Islay single malt. They are kind of a bit of a crazy distillery. From the stories and so forth, Dr. Bill Lumsden, who's the kind of curator of a lot of their whisky, is mad as a brush or mad as a box of frogs, but in a really good way, if that makes sense. This is an 8-year-old and it's called For Discussion, and for the full reason of everyone's getting completely different taste and notes. There's not too much information that we've got about this bottle in itself. It took me a wee bit of time to actually find the kind of cask makeup. Even when you go on their website, you're not able to find it. But again, that doesn't really matter. It's going to be about what's in the glass. I was gifted this at Christmas from my stepdad, Craig, and I kind of just had to open it straight away. I was quite intrigued by it. But I've not really dived into it. So I've only had a couple of drams out it, I think, and shared a couple as well. So I thought it's a good time to get into this one. And I've put it in a wee Glencairn today. So this is 8 years old. It's called For Discussion. It's 50.8% ABV, and just kind of above it, it says non-chill filtered. It doesn't say anything about colour. So I'm going to suspect there's maybe a little bit of colour being added to this. This is for the Ardbeg committee. So you have to be, I think, a committee member to get the first dibs at the releases here. Ardbeg and Glenmorangie are owned by the same people, well, the Moët Hennessy or the Glenmorangie company. And they make two completely different styles of whisky. Glenmorangie, very soft and very delicate, one of the best selling whiskies in the world. And Ardbeg, and I think Ardbeg is the fourth best selling on Islay. I can't remember who's in front of them, but I think they're on par with Lagavulin and Bowmore. I think they all sit kind of around about fourth, so somewhere in that world. Ardbeg's a cool distillery. I've been a couple of times as well, and I've liked their whisky a lot. Ugadar was one of the first whiskies after Lagavulin 16 that kind of got me into peated whisky, and I've been able to try the Trevan and everything. They've got some mad names for all their different whiskies. So this isn't part of the core range. I don't think you'll really find it on shelves anywhere, just due to you need to be a committee member to buy this bottle. So I've got my hands on one, and I've had it poured in the glass as well. Because it's a big peat bomb, I thought I'll just have it in the glass for a wee while before I really get stuck into it. So Ardbeg's obviously got a lot of history. They're known for being big, heavy, dense peat. I think if you look at Lagavulin, Kalila, things like that, about 40 ppm. Ardbeg jump up to 50s into 60s and things like that as well. So bigger, deeper peat notes, but it doesn't always mean big smoky things. It can bring out sweetness. It can bring out different things. So what I've been able to find out about this is it's been first fill and refill bourbon casks that have been used, and there's been a little bit of sherry casks used as well. Looking at the colour, just by eye straight away, I'm going to say this is a predominantly kind of refill bourbon note and things like that. They brought their 8-year-old out just for the discussion of, I think, to show that it doesn't matter if a whiskey's young, if you're confident in your spirit and in your new make and in your casks, whatever age it can be, as long as they're going to be out there, it's going to be good. So refill bourbon, first fill bourbon, and a little bit of sherry, and we're going to suspect there's colour added here because it's the only thing I can't see on the bottle about it. 50.8% ABV. So colour of it as well, it's a kind of strawy. I've got the Islay glass here from the Lochside Hotel, Duffy's Bar in Bowmore. Again, just had a wee swirl there. Legs are taking its time to come down. That's going to be that ABV, the 50.8%. Usually most Ardbegs, the core range, are 46% ABV. So it's just slightly above the usual mark. So nice and hay. Again, being a young whisky, 8 years old, I would suspect that they have that kind of colour from a refill cask. So we'll get this on the nose and then we'll get it on the palate. I've got a little bit of water here as well, just in case you want to add some and see if it develops anything. So there's a sweetness, but there's not that big peat smack in the face, and sometimes this happens to me. I don't really get it on the nose, but on the palate is where it's kind of hiding behind the liquid itself. It's quite tarry, it's coastal. It's sweet, it's like burnt, it's kind of burnt sugar note in there. It's meaty, and Ardbeg I've always had a kind of meaty note to it, and a little bit savoury as well. That, like a well done steak with, you know, some sort of kind of sweeter sauce, maybe a sugared, brown sugar glaze, if that's even a thing. But there's a little bit of pineapple, there's a bit of tropical in there now. And I think this thing for discussion is, this is what it's doing. You're going to get everything, and for such a young age, I'm getting so much. There's a little bit of maltiness in there as well. That's softer, close to, it's not fully developed, right, and taking the full cask in, but there's a little bit of maltiness, which I like. But a lot going on there. A lot's kind of a little bit of fruit going on there now. There was a like dried raspberries, dried strawberries. That might be a little bit of the sherry cask that's in there. We'll get this on the palate. It's the first dram of the day, so we'll see how we get on with this. So, slange everyone. A stick. Wee bit of spice at the end, dry, sweet. That kind of chewy, as if you've toasted a marshmallow on a stick and you've maybe accidentally ate a bit of the stick whilst you're eating the marshmallow. That kind of burnt wood with the sweetness coming through. There is that straw, you know, the kind of hay, the kind of raw barley coming through as well. There's a sweetness there. As I say, it's a little bit dry and salty. Coastal note again. That, what is that? I would say it's starting to get a little bit ashy now. It's super long lasting. That is a really, really, breathing in now, you seem to get a bit more of that smoke, and it's becoming ashy. So it starts very sweet, as I say, kind of burnt marshmallow on a stick, and then it's turning into that burnt out bonfire that you've maybe had at the end, and it's just that sweetness to it. On the nose, it's quite like, is it oily? And you always, I know Ardbeg, there's always this word tar that goes around, like tar rope, and I sense that in this. Would I think it was 8 years old? Absolutely not. I think it would be older. Just add a wee bit of water there. It's a good wee addition to it to see if anything changes. But I've enjoyed that. It's super, super long. It's not a dram you go back and visit. I think it's one if you sit in a room, if you speak to someone right after having a dram, if you speak to your partner and they ask, have you been drinking tonight, and you finish with one of these, and you say no, it comes out as yes with the smell. You've absolutely had an Ardbeg after you've tried this. Water's not changed much. It's kind of calmed it down. It's kind of taken away a bit of that excitement out the glass, to be fair. Comes a little bit sharper with the water in it. It takes away quite a lot for me. I think I wouldn't. I don't think I would add water next time. It's kind of diluted it and dulled it out completely, as if somebody's came and you've been having a barbecue and you've had all the good food on it, and some party pooper comes along and sprays a hose on it or kicks sand on it and just completely ruins it. Personally, for me, I would have this neat every time and I wouldn't add any water. It's just completely calmed itself down or died down there. Just to feel like I've absorbed the flavour with adding water to that. It's a good dram. I enjoy this. This would take me a long time to drink a dram of it, because I don't have to go back and chase it. I don't have to go back and chase flavour. It's always going to be there. And it's really good. I wish I kind of just knew a little bit more. So I think if I get back to Islay this year, I'll definitely ask the guys at the distillery what is going on with this one and see if I can get any more information. And I think we'll revisit this one going forward. If you've had this one before, let me know. Leave your tasting notes in the comments, because as we say, it is for discussion, as it says on the bottle there. This weekend as well, it was Burns weekend. Robbie Burns, Scottish poet, exciseman, everything in whisky he's known for. So I'm going to go and finish this. But always join me next week and let's talk whisky. But before that, lang may your lum reek. Slange.